Okay, well, thank you, Jay, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Could you raise your hand if you're excited by space exploration? Yeah, me too. When I was a boy, my mother would send notes to the teacher saying things like, "Tommy will not be in school tomorrow. He's staying home to watch the space launch." My parents knew there was no point in me going to school when my mind was lost in space. Years later, when people would ask me to justify manned space exploration, I would tell them about the standard, very real benefits of the space program. Things you hear all the time from the space agencies. Things like jobs and wealth creation, national prestige, technological spin-offs, and of course, new science. But somehow these arguments were not sufficiently compelling even to me. After all, there's many earthly activities that give you lots of the same benefits. And you can be sure that Julie Payette did not risk her life to fly on a space shuttle to generate an increase in the GNP or make technical spin-offs. Happily, I met an anthropologist by the name of Charles Laughlin, and he opened the door to a gold mine of information about the most important reasons for our movement into space. Anthropologists, historians, and other social scientists, they support Dr. Laughlin's contention that one of the single most important activities for humans in the 21st century will be the establishment of permanent, self-sufficient off-world presence. I'm thrilled to be able to share with you tonight some of the contents of this gold mine. You see, manned space exploration it actually helps satisfy a basic drive to engage in geographic exploration unlike any other activity in today's world. The fact that Star Trek became a global phenomenon, to boldly go where no one has gone before, that tells you there's something special. You see, it turns out that the drive to explore is part of us. Anthropologist Ben Finney called humans the exploring animal. And he said that a withdrawal from the exploration and development of space would put the brakes on our cultural and intellectual advancement. Historian Stephen Pyne says that we need geographic exploration to keep the health of our culture. And here's what he says. Choosing to explore the solar system will not, by itself, assure us continued status as a world civilization. But choosing not to explore will ensure that we will lose that stature. And robots are not enough. We need real, red-blooded astronauts because they become our heroes. Ever since our ancestors first told stories around the fire, we've loved to talk about our heroes doing incredible things. Heroes inspire us because they represent the drive to accomplish the seemingly impossible, to move beyond the horizon of mundane human limitations. And in that vein, I'd like to sing to you an excerpt from the song Fire in the Sky by astrophysicist Jordan Kerr. It's about the first hero of the space age, who of course was Yuri Gagarin. He flew, of course, the first person to orbit the Earth. Gagarin was the first back in 1961, when like Icarus, undaunted, he climbed to reach the sun. And he knew he might not make it, for it's never hard to die. But he lifted off the pad and wrote a fire in the sky. Experts tell us that our movement into space will help accelerate the next phase in our evolution. Each movement outward will be accomplished by people who possess the special characteristics to survive the harsh challenges of space. That would include high intelligence, good health, the ability to work as part of a team. It would also include tolerance of environmental extremes. Since you Calgary folks last year suffered a -31 in February and a +37 in August, I'd say you're wonderful candidates in this category for the space program. As wave after wave of humanity moves into space, we're going to see an augmentation of these special characteristics. As much as possible, with the enormous distances involved, we're going to want to stay in touch with our extraterrestrial cousins, for they will have things to teach us. that we can hardly imagine. For no cradle lasts forever. Every bird must learn to fly. And we're going to the stars, see our father.